think as we mentioned before in one of our earlier videos, EMI is the go-to share option plan for founders looking to incentivize and retain key talent. But as we touched on before, there are certain reasons why EMI may no longer be possible. It may not be the go-to share plan for you due to the fact and circumstances of the company, a pivot, etc. So the key point there is what's next? What else is out there that allows you as a business to retain talent via equity incentives?
So we've exhausted EMI, or we never qualified for EMI. What options are there available for companies to consider at that stage?
So, I mean, in terms of HMRC approved plans like EMI, EMI has a big brother, or big sister, called CSOP. Now, CSOP has some tax benefits attached, and is an interesting next step pivot for a lot of tech and high growth companies. There are also changes coming, which we'll cover from April 2023 that makes CSOP a whole lot more attractive. Another area we see is fairly straightforward on approved option plans. We'll talk about them, we'll talk about tax treatment of them, but again, they are a simple way of locking in people and giving them some value in going forward. And then the plans we've talked about so far, EMI, CSOP, unapproved, they're all options. They are options to acquire equity at some point in the future. There are some upfront equity plans that can be touched on as well. And we're going to have a little chat about growth shares. Growth shares are a hugely topical subject for a whole range of reasons. And they are looked upon a little bit differently, I think, sometimes by HMRC and by advisors. So we'll run through what good looks like in terms of growth share plans. The final thing we'll also cover, which links in to all of this, is secondary transactions in the company's shares. Yeah. So allowing individuals to realise some value from their equity on the way through the journey. We'll chat about how that links into option plans. We'll chat about how that can be structured, and we'll chat about both opportunities and challenges.
Yeah. And so companies may have different mixes of each of those schemes that you talked about, depending on their size, their scale. And so, for instance, you may start off with a relatively simple EMI scheme, but you may not offer that to everybody. So there may be a mix there between EMI and maybe some unapproved options. As you start to transition and you breach EMI limits, you may then look at other alternatives. And quite often we see a mix, and every business is going to be slightly different in terms of what they put in place.
Absolutely.
But I hope the next series of videos will kind of guide you through in terms of some of the high-level thoughts in terms of what you might implement and when. Yeah,
to me, it's understanding what these schemes mean for the company, for the participants, and designing something that's fit for purpose actually makes sense in the context of the companies and growth plans. Too often, you do hear people going, I've heard of growth shares, so we're going to do growth shares. One of the things that we try to bring to bear is why. What are you looking to achieve? Step back, breathe, have a think about it. What is the plan here? What we're looking to do? And how can we best design equity incentive plans that suit you, suit the business, suit the individuals, and suit wider corporate strategic objectives?